Everybody wet the whistle.
Get my whistle nice and wet.
My whistle's all freshly wetted.
Nice.
Welcome back to Pretty Much Experts. This is week 2 of our award-winning Michael Jackson coverage. I'm the host over here, Robert John. There's my brother, Mikey.
Hello.
Live in the van. And my other brother with the Suns Out, Guns Out, Skyler.
Hey, everybody.
Now I'm all boned up.
Oh, boned.
Yeah, oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
It's like 3 degrees out here. It's great.
Oh, yeah. Time to get top nude.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a fucking shirt offer day for sure.
It's
Yeah.
also bottom, dude.
Yeah. Tarps off. Tarps off.
Tarps off. Before we get into the episode, just a friendly reminder to like, subscribe, and share on Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, iTunes, all the majors. We also have a YouTube channel that's pretty funny and an Instagram that's pretty cool. If you like memes and you like them offensive, look no further.
Yeah. So take a look, take a gander.
Did you put up your bear one yet?
No, I've been off the socials all weekend.
Okay, that'll be like promotion for this episode.
Yeah.
I guess so.
I got a bunch of Michael Jackson memes banked. I went on a spree.
Good.
Nice.
Yeah.
I
Help
got
to draw
it's
some
like-
attention.
He's such a low-hanging fruit, that
yeah.
Michael.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
That's punching down for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's dead,
Like,
for
it-
one,
it
right?
is,
Like,
like,
can't even
yeah, for
defend
one.
himself. Yeah.
Honestly, just so fun and easy. I'm gonna spoil one right here because I think I'll post it on Instagram before this show comes out later in the week. But it's just
Yeah.
the cover of the movie Predator with Michael Jackson's head superimposed over the alien.
Oh, that's great.
Classic.
It just writes
Classic.
itself. It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we are just about to get started on this episode, and I was saying that I have some gripes.
Got some
I have
gripes,
some scores to settle.
some grievances there.
Yeah, some grievances. Well, as you know, this last little while, I've been using a lot of public bathrooms.
Yeah.
Right? Kind of, fucking them up, making them my own, using all the toilet paper wherever I go. Right? It's kind
Yeah.
of my thing
Yeah.
now. Like,
Yeah.
if I had a dating profile like that, I'd put that on there.
Yeah.
Like,
I use
well
all the
adjusted.
toilet paper.
Yeah.
The toilet, yeah.
Yeah.
The
With
rest
no
toilets.
remorse.
Thoroughly
Um,
cleaning of myself.
There's two big things, 2 major things that have been pissing me off, and I'm like kind of at my wit's end with it. First one is people pissing all over them. Like
Oh,
just
yeah.
all like people are pissing on the backs of the tanks and shit. You know what I mean? Like you can't put anything down in a public bathroom without it being covered in someone else's piss. There's piss on
Yeah.
it's like I gotta clean the floor before I pull my pants down and take a shit. It's
Yeah.
like I don't want to do that. You know?
Yeah.
There's piss literally everywhere.
Yep.
And like I'm not like the most sanitary guy, so I kind of just like, whatever about it. Like I'm not a germaphobe, is what I'm not a Howie Mandel, right?
No.
So I kind of just deal with it, but it's getting to the point where I'm just disgusted. I walk in and like, oh my god! Like very rarely is it shit everywhere, but sometimes it's shit everywhere,
Sometimes
and
it's
it's like someone accidentally shit and then mopped it up, but like didn't actually use a mop. Like they mopped it with their shoe, maybe. Like I don't know. Like they cut their hair real quick and made a mop in the bathroom. I don't know, but like
Ugh.
that's the worst one. And then the other one that's just kind of like, getting under my skin is the top 40 music.
Oh, in
Oh.
bathrooms.
Oh my god. Sometimes it's
Yeah.
louder than in the restaurant.
Yeah.
Like they really fucking pump it out in the bathroom.
Oh, they don't want anyone
Yes.
in there all day.
Yeah.
I think that's what it
Shoe
is,
mopping
maybe.
the floor around.
What kind of like restaurants are we talking? Like Boston Pizza? Like I feel like
Wherever.
they have the music louder in the washroom for all the people
Mhm.
doing coke in there.
I think, probably. Boston Pizza, Kelsey's,
Yeah.
those types of places. Wendy's is one of the worst ones.
Wow.
People are
Worst
so
kind.
disrespectful in Wendy's bathrooms. And the music is just pounding.
Oh no!
Like, you could have a good time if you're in there with a couple people.
I would
you know?
really like to meet somebody that's like an open, like public bathroom disrespecter. And
Floor
just like,
pisser, yeah.
and just get this to like, hey, so why do you shit on your hand and wipe it on the side of the wall? Like, why is there finger smears? Like, what is going on here? And
Yeah,
like, why is there shit on the back of this toilet, sir? And I just want to hear the like, oh, because it's hilarious that someone has to clean that up. It's like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I want to hear.
Yeah.
What?
But I want to look that person in the eyes.
I want to hear the story. Yeah.
Yeah.
No way. I feel like that's one of those, like, if you ever got an interview with one of those people, they would, like, have to black their face out, you know, and
Yeah.
they'd have that real deep voice. I just do it because it's funny, man.
Like, it should be illegal,
I'm sure it is.
as
Back
far
in
as I'm
the-
concerned.
Back in the long
You can't
ago.
just take a shit, like, on the street or anything, right? Like, so...
There's a celebrity that's been talking about doing that recently, Michael Rappaport or whatever.
Yeah. He
Yeah,
has some
he-
bowel thing though.
Some condition, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw him on the Church of What's
Joey
Happening
Diaz.
Now, but
Yeah.
with Joey Diaz,
Listened
and
to
he was,
that today,
he was talking about it. But apparently, it's something he's like discussed openly for years.
Yeah, he's
where
open.
if he's got to shit, he'll just shit
In
in
public.
a New York alley.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He has a system.
Really?
Yeah, he pulls
yeah,
his
and he's
car
a celebrity.
Yeah, he's like
Yeah.
full on celebrity. He'll
Yeah.
drive his car as close to the building as he can, open the door, and he calls it like his 3 points of whatever, and just kind of scoot his
Yeah.
ass off the like driver's seat and then just shit on the ground. But the like door is blocking it from one side. It says only if you're directly behind him. Like you can just see his like ass snake out and shit on the ground.
What?
But like to have to shit in public so often that you have a system and you're like more than happy to explain how it works.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
gnarly.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
Just
you
shitting
gotta,
in the
you
street.
gotta go.
I guess, but yeah, you gotta clean up after yourself.
gotta
I know what you're
clean
talking
up.
about, Mike. Like, I've seen some toilets, like even like sometimes at my work right now. Like, I don't want to get into detail, but there's like, it's a big old building, and we're renting out different spots to like
Oh, yeah.
different other like companies. And so there's a lot of like people, and right now we're all just sharing like one washroom while they build new ones.
Ooh.
And it's like, I'm not like you're saying, like I don't really care. Like I get it, like you miss sometimes,
Yeah.
like they'll splash on the toilet, like especially like I feel like there's no urinal, so it's like the one toilet just like that's closest to the door seems to be the one that everyone just uses for pissing, like it's like the express toilet.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
But like I went in there one day and just like it looked like the guy just like fucking like shook his dick out while he was pissing all over the like all over the toilet. It was fucking disgusting.
I'm convinced that happens now.
Oh,
like
it
that's
must.
what people
Yeah.
do. They legit they shake halfway through and keep shaking.
And then it's just like the shitty thing is like if you're any like self-respecting person, or in this case like employee, like I feel like you have to clean that up because
Make
you don't.
some effort.
But like you don't want to like leave that stall and then like make eye contact with the next person coming into the washroom, right?
Yeah.
And just like, oh hey, how's it going? And then you
Yeah.
leave and
And they're in
Yeah.
your puddle.
yeah. I remember one time though, like I think we were waiting for a bus at Union Station
Oh, that's a disaster.
Oh,
in
big
downtown
time.
Toronto, and I
Yeah.
wanted to roll a joint, so I went into the washroom and like sat on the toilet and rolled a joint.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, I gotta take a shit. So I was like, two birds with one stone kind of thing, right? And like,
Yeah.
as I was rolling it, somebody came in and like tried to come in, right? And I was like, no, occupied. And he's like, oh, sorry, no, you know, I was like, no worries, man. Like, I'll be out in a second.
Yeah.
And like, so I finished up my business, like got everything done and walked out. And like, I was washing my hands, like joints roll, whatever. And the guy walked in and just like looked in the toilet and like looked back at me with like the most like disgusted look on his face. And I had no idea like what his
You
beef
forgot to
was.
flush.
I forgot to flush, I guess, because I was rolling this joint. So was totally just like knew he was coming and just David Suzuki did
Save
for him.
you
Like,
8 seconds and not flush for your benefit.
Did you forget to wipe too?
No,
Like I
that's
feel like
like-
that situation could happen.
I finished it all up and then just didn't flush. I don't know.
Yeah.
He flustered you.
Yeah.
Actually,
Flustered
like,
me, the joint.
This Saturday that just passed, I was doing some live painting in a mall, and it's like, whatever, have to paint in the mall. Also, like you're saying though, like the top 40 mall music playing all day was the worst part of the day. But then at the end of the day, I had to go like clean my brushes out, and I have like a cup for water, like my brush water and all that. So I go into the bathroom in the mall to do that, and as I walk in, there's nobody else in there, spotless bathroom. But there's like the janitor just standing in there with his arms crossed. Like this guy is like Gestapo, like bathroom guy.
Nice.
So like he's like, oh, I'm like, oh, I get it, whatever. Don't make a mess. So I go and dump my like water in the toilet.
Yeah.
And I have like paint on my hands. I like dump the water, and then I just turn around and I have my brushes in the other hands. I'm gonna go to the sink and clean the ends of the brushes out. So I didn't flush it. And then the guy comes in, and he does the same thing like Skyler said. Like he pops his head in the stall and then looks at me like disgusted, because it's like, but it's like that's
purple.
not poo, dude. It's fucking gray. It's gray paint. Like I didn't just fill your clean toilet with oatmeal. Like, it's paint. It's just water.
You gotta get to a hospital, dude.
Like, I didn't splash
That
it.
shit is red.
Yeah, it wasn't like you made a mess look. It was like, this guy's sick. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. He's got 9-1 dialed on his phone.
Yeah.
Before he
Yeah.
What
you.
the fuck? Looks like a beehive.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh,
Well, yeah.
man, yeah.
That's my grape
It's
for
a
the
good
week.
gripe.
All right. Good grape. Good grape.
I'd be okay if we had a gripe every week.
All right.
Yeah, I think we could do it.
We could do a gripe.
I think we could. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. All right. New segment.
New segment.
Yeah.
Gripe of the week.
Grape of
Yeah.
the week.
Start the show off hot. Oh wait, I have one more thing I wanted to say.
One more
Okay.
grape.
No, on the same topic. When we all
Oh.
worked together at Applied Wiring, and
Yeah.
Oh.
the bathroom there was a fucking disaster because it's like
Yeah.
60 or so dudes. There might have been
Yeah.
some females there. I don't really remember. It's mostly like
Yeah, but they were
parole-esque.
big girls.
Yeah, but like even the dudes that work there, it's like to get a job there, you just need to know your own name. Like everyone's on parole. Everyone's
Yeah.
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 like they're scuzzy people. A lot of beards.
Oh, yeah.
I remember
Yeah,
like
a lot of people have been growing their hair for 30 years.
yeah. This is a very Georgetown specific reference, but I used to like walk from there downtown after my shift to meet my friends, and
Yeah.
many people that worked there walked home to their house at the McGibbon Hotel. It's like these are the people that fucking worked at that shit job.
Yep,
But-
there's that
Yeah.
one lazy-eyed guy, super nice dude.
Oh, he's a nice guy, but yeah, he
Yeah.
lived in the flop house.
He lived there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tell
Yeah.
no lie. That's the thing. So then, anyway, you guys got real into drawing dumb shit on the walls in Sharpie. Like the two of you just writing stupid things.
Really?
I can't
don't
say
even
I
remember
ever
that.
wrote anything.
Well, this is how I know it was you, and it's so fitting you have that shirt on. Because one day the boss comes up to me and he's like, "What is NOFX?" I'm like, "I don't know." And he's like, "It's written all over the bathroom wall." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I don't know what that is." And he's like, "Your brother has a shirt that says that on it, and he wears it all the time." And
Yeah,
I'm
it
like,
was
"Does
definitely
he?"
one of us.
Like,
I was definitely blaming
does he?
Mike. That was definitely Mike's thing.
Yeah, I don't remember
Yeah.
doing it.
I just remember that washroom was scuzzy as fuck, and like people would leave messages like,
"Oh, I used YouTube."
you know, but just like,
Maybe
oh
we-
no, I was gnarly.
Oh, it was
And
an
then again,
ongoing.
this is like a workplace.
Oh,
Like you
yeah.
have to, you know, someone just has to
Yeah.
take care of that.
Yeah, they should. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, the look on this guy's face, and he's trying to like entrap me. Like, what is NOFX? I'm like, I don't know. He's like, your brother has that written on his shirt right now. Like, look down the hallway.
Terrible.
Oh no.
Should have wrote ACDC.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
Better
exactly.
than I-
No one would have
yeah.
guessed.
Motley Crue.
Gotta write somebody else's name. Dave was here.
Yeah. Motley Poo.
That's it. Yeah. Oh fuck.
So
Alright,
shall
well,
we?
should,
Should we get on topic after a few gripes?
Should we get back into
Yeah.
It's been 15 minutes of gripes.
Yeah. So last week we watched episode 1 of Leaving Neverland. This week we watched episode 2, saw the happy ending.
Yep.
And,
Yeah.
Well, he died. He
He
died.
died,
he
yeah.
dies,
The
yeah.
beast
Yeah.
dies.
Fucking
The
dead.
monster dies.
It's very fucking like Pennywise the Clown, right? Like he comes back every 25 years. Touches your kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, still doesn't like... I feel like the first episode was way harder to watch, like hearing all those stories. And
Yeah.
there's a few more stories peppered into the second episode, but second one was mostly about, I guess, the legal side of...
Yeah, more the... I don't want to say... I guess the cover-up, really, right? Like,
Yeah.
it was more like he gets caught
Yeah.
in 93, and then, like, they all went and testified in his favor. Yeah, I don't know.
But it opens up. The episode opens up with a boy orgy. They talk about this
A borgy.
this borgy. They talk about this mass sleepover. One last hurrah, basically, because immediately after, it's like CNN breaking news.
Right.
Like as soon as
Really?
like that Wade guy's like, yeah, Macaulay Culkin, fucking
Yeah.
me and that other fucking dude,
Jimmy.
like we had a boy orgy. and then like immediately the next scene is like CNN breaking news, Michael Jackson.
Accused of boy
Yeah.
orgies.
Yeah, exactly. And
Oh,
Macaulay,
fuck.
can I just say Macaulay Culkin? Like, what a gross teenage. He did not age well.
No.
No.
But I think that's what, like, molestation does to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would. It would.
Takes a toll.
He's allegedly,
Takes your
like,
youth.
on the turnaround now. Like, he started, like, a comedy website and is, like, producing skits and shit.
Right on.
But, like, I don't find him funny at all. And it's... Seeing this,
No.
it's like, oh, this is just someone that, like, had a lot of trauma and damage, went into hiding for a while, and now they feel like, oh, I'm still that cool kid, like, I'm back. And it's like, yeah, like, nobody cares, though.
Yeah.
Like,
No one
Yeah, he had
cares,
that one.
Macaulay.
He had that one thing that came out a couple years ago, like that short comedy skit thing where he was like a crazy taxi driver or something.
yeah, he does all those things
don't-
all the time, but none of them are, like, impacting culture in any way. Like, nobody cares.
No. I don't even really remember.
It's like a
no.
college humor style website where they're just skits go up, but it's like, these are stupid. You're not funny. You're not a writer. You're not really an actor. Like, you were a 5-year-old actor. Like, you're just,
You're just cute.
yeah, you're just repeating what the director said, and then they say action.
Yeah.
Like, you're not
Yeah.
actually an actor.
Like Michelle from Full House.
Yeah,
Both of them.
Yeah.
both
yeah.
of them. But they accepted it. Neither
Yeah.
of them did shit. They're just gonna be rich. Die alone.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Like, none of them are trying to do movies and shit. They didn't even go to the Full House reunion. They're like, no. We're better than this.
No.
We have
Yeah,
self-respect.
we made our nut.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck. But yeah, no, and like he was in a band too for a little bit. It
Was
was like
he?
a pizza band.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys there was something like all they did was write songs about pizza.
Yeah.
The only pizza band out there that's worth noting is Personal and the Pizzas.
No.
Fuck Macaulay Culkin's
Fuck
pizza
Mac-
band. You got to check out Personal and the Pizzas. Nothing else
Okay.
matters. Oh yeah.
All right.
They're like
Maybe that-
they got that like thick New York accent,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they just play like Ramones style rock and roll about pizza.
Wouldn't it blow your mind if that was Macaulay's band and they just did that voice?
No, no, fuck Macaulay.
Macaulay.
Maybe he's like the drummer.
He's not. No. These are a bunch of greasy Italians
Ooh.
from New York.
Regular
Or New
Italians.
You don't think
just
Macaulay's
regular Italians.
You don't think Macaulay Culkin's Italian?
I don't know what
No, he's
he is.
Aryan as fuck.
Yeah, he's definitely
Seen that guy?
he's definitely the proud race.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got the priv for sure. Good old boy.
Seen those blue eyes?
But even like that's just so fucked that like Michael Jackson would just be like that boy from the hit movie. Bring him to me. You
Bring
know?
him.
Like,
Yeah.
But if you
And
are
then they
like
did.
a total like pedophile rapist, and you have the
Yeah.
ability, like, I'm sure like every
Yeah.
child actor went through his place. Like, it's just like
Yeah.
summoning the same way I'm sure like Justin Timberlake does to regular people. Just like, oh, who's that? Who's that model? Let me get my people to contact them. It's like,
yeah.
when you have that influence, it's probably pretty easy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But wow, when you put it like that, that's creepy. Like like Tim from Jurassic Park. and-
Oh yeah, that kid for sure. That's why he never went
You
in
know.
any sequels. Ruined him.
Yeah. The
I
whole
think
cast
that's like
of
a-
The Sandlot.
I think that's yeah.
The
I
Mighty
think that's a
Ducks.
celebrity thing, you know, where it's just like they have basically everything at their fingertips, at their disposal, because you know they have an unseemly amount of wealth that they just constantly reach and reach and reach for
Yeah.
more things. They want like exotic things, and for Michael Jackson's taste, that was boy holes,
Boy holes, yeah.
you know,
The boy holes. Ignorant.
which is so fucking ignorant.
So ignorant.
Ignorant.
So ignorant.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. But so, yeah, he'd like... I guess he got away with his diddling for a while, if it was like 88, I think, to 93 before
Right.
he got really, like, outed, and they had to take pictures of his penis and his buttocks, and it made him feel all bad.
Just ignorant.
Yeah,
photos.
that
Yeah.
fucking that like PSA or whatever the fuck you want to call it that he did, that interview was
Yeah.
so creepy, man. So fucking
Oh,
creepy.
man.
And I see what you're saying. That we were talking, I think, off air about it, where it looked like the one side of his
Yeah.
like was
Yeah.
it
His
fake? It
tattoo,
looked like his
yeah.
sideburn and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks super fake.
Yeah.
I
And then
didn't-
also...
that was super creepy, and just like Johnny Cochran saying like, you know, like this is by no means an admission of guilt.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that basically, and Michael saying to like the kids' families that he was molesting, like it was more expensive to like fight than to just pay. It's like you have billions of dollars, dude.
Yeah.
Fight
Yeah.
for your fucking name, for your reputation.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
come on, man.
If you're willing to
Yeah, 'cause
just
then-
cough up $20 million to like make
Yeah.
it go away,
You can't
like
pay
how
another
much?
20 mil.
Yeah, like how much would it be for it to be resolved? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So now
Yeah.
you're not
That's-
besmirched.
I feel like we talked about that. Like that was the point I brought up of just like
Well, yeah.
as
If he
much
didn't
money
do
as
it-
it would cost. Yeah, as much as money as it would cost you to do the legal process. Like in
Yeah.
theory, if you didn't do it, you'd only really have to do this once,
Yeah.
and then you
totally.
could probably still sue those people for like defamation of
Yeah,
character and
exactly.
stuff,
Yeah.
right? Like it's gonna
This is a
take a
huge
while.
red flag. Huge red
Yeah.
flag to settle.
Yeah,
Oh, you would never settle if you're innocent. No.
No.
See,
and even
no.
like
Stephen
it's
Avery.
crazy to me that like he still like was seeing all these kids while
Oh yeah,
that was going
The
on.
dog's got to eat.
Yeah. Jesus.
He was a dog.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Oh man.
And like as the like documentary gets like up there in the years and covers other scandals like 2001, 2003, and it's like he is looking so weird and monstrous.
Oh my god.
He looks like a ventriloquist doll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's got this alien doll thing going on. It's fucking
Yeah.
gross, man.
Those poor
I've-
kids that had to like have that Michael as their boyfriend.
Oh. Well, you saw the last one.
I didn't see the last like his last boyfriend.
His last boyfriend was like a sick cancer patient.
Oh, Make-A-Wish kid.
Make-A-Wish
Yeah.
Fucking
kid.
kidding me, dude?
Like
Yeah.
that's
Like-
fucking. Yeah. That's low. Low
Like
brow.
like speaking of punching down, like going after like innocent young boys, but now you're gonna fucking dip into the Make-A-Wish pool?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
And where are his standards?
Yeah.
Like going from like the
No
hot
bar.
kid from the Pepsi commercial to the Make-A-Wish kid. Like how does he look at
Yeah.
himself in a
Fucking
mirror?
piece of shit.
Well, he clearly doesn't.
No.
Like, have you
Yeah.
seen
He
his
doesn't,
face?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Melting off him minute
oh
by minute.
man. Like that was one thing that like was funny. Was like I remember, maybe I think it was in like 2005, his second time around when he got caught again, and like his nose looked like it had been like pinched off at the end. Like, it just looked so fucking weird.
Yeah, totally. When
Like,
you caught him at
that.
like this angle, it was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
what is going on there?
So sharp.
Yeah.
But, like, I remember my, like, growing up, I just remember everyone used to make fun of his nose because it was a blatant nose job.
Yeah.
Like, from when he was, like, a kid to now kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But never did I fully realize until just recently watching it that it was, like, not only were they nose jobs, but he probably only got one that looked any good. Like, they were all, like, there were points in the 90s when it looked like his face was falling off.
Yeah.
Totally.
Like, it was so fucked. Like
the first one was probably okay.
yeah.
You know?
But even, like,
For
I don't know,
that
it's
month.
so...
Yeah.
Yeah, for the month, and then they had to go back, and
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, he clearly has no nose, right? Like, it's all just,
Yeah.
fake. Fake everything.
There was I'm just gonna say it, like, I hate to admit this, like, I feel bad for these fucking grown ass men now and them as kids, but I laughed a lot at this documentary. Like,
Okay.
when Michael, and it's bad, like when Michael fucking called the guy and was like, you gotta hide your underwear because there's blood in it.
'cause
My
there's blood in 'em.
my first thing that popped in my head was Stevie Janowski from fucking Eastbound and Down. Watch it, ass blood. And I just kept, in my head, I just kept repeating ass blood,
Oh, no.
for like
Just ruined
minutes
it.
after. And I was laughing. Like, I was stoned. Like, I like to watch these things that we do stoned.
Oh, clearly.
Yeah.
You gotta be high.
Yeah.
You can't be watching this sober.
No.
Go
it
crazy.
helps. It gives you a kind of a, an interesting
I thought that
take
scene
on
was
it.
weird though, with like Michael knowing there's blood on the underwear. Like, did he already see it, or is he just like, oh fuck, this is where they always get me? Like, that's something
Maybe.
like
It's
a red
happened
flag
before.
to
It's
me. Yeah,
probably
that had
happened.
happened before. There must have been
Yeah.
evidence in another case, and it's like, well, we have
Totally.
evidence. Because that's
Yeah,
such a
that's-
random thing
that's
to
fair
be
to say.
like, oh, out of the blue, phone someone up and like, oh yeah, check your ass for blood.
Panicked.
And
too,
it was
right?
there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
called him panicked. Like, go home immediately.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, oh, that has
Check
definitely
your ass.
happened before.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I was like really like looking forward to. Like, this movie's coming out, shaking, rattling some cages. Like, how many people are going to start
Mhm.
coming out now?
Yeah.
Yeah, who
just
knows?
like piling on. Like, oh yeah, I was the original ass blood kid, and this happened in 1994.
Yeah, I guess, like, we
Is
should
the
take a
make-
moment to be like, we're no one's laughing at victims of, like,
Oh,
sexual
no,
abuse,
definitely not.
anything. Like,
No,
we,
no, no.
We're
you know,
laughing at
we
Michael
just kind of
Jackson.
find we find the funny in a lot of stuff that we probably shouldn't find funny, but it doesn't mean we don't, like, we condone this behavior.
Yeah.
Myself,
we're
I
empathetic.
personally- Yeah,
Right, like-
I just feel like it's more of ripping on Michael Jackson. It sucks that these
And all
kids
his
were
fans.
involved. Yeah, but, like,
fuck
it's
his
just
fans.
Fuck his fans.
like, I think
Yeah.
if you even told me a story of, like, Michael Jackson getting off on that on, like, a full-grown male, I would still find it hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
if he had,
yeah.
like, 40-year-old dudes come over, spread their butt cheeks while he jerked off and rubbed his nipples, like, I would laugh
Yeah.
my ass off at that.
Yeah.
That's
Made
funny
him
to
stare
me.
at a Peter Pan cutout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
I mean,
Brings a tear.
fuck. I wish it was 40-year-old dudes.
Yeah. Oh, it'd be way
You know?
funnier.
It'd be way
oh
fucking
yeah,
funnier.
it would be really funny. Like John Travolta. Like,
Yeah.
if the story came out about
Yeah.
him now, it'd be like, yeah, pile
You
on,
were right. You heard it here first.
fucking weirdo.
I'm surprised Michael Jackson wasn't a Scientologist. Like, he's got some cacan status.
Oh yeah,
he
he had his
must.
own religion, I guess.
Well, even,
Yeah.
like, sorry, you kind of brought it up. I didn't realize that Johnny Cochran was his lawyer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, like,
In the
that
first
must have been
case.
before OJ,
Yeah,
right? Yeah,
before
OJ was like
OJ.
94, 96. Yeah, 94, I think.
It was
but
yeah, I
just-
think it was before.
That was one of the
I think
reasons
that's
why
funny
there
that-
was so much like hype behind like OJ got Johnny Cochran, because it's like, oh,
Yeah.
this is the guy that got Michael Jackson off. Like,
Yeah.
definitely.
No,
getting-
actually, that was Wade and Jimmy.
Oh,
wow, wow,
no. Yeah. And the whole Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Yeah, and Macaulay.
Macaulay.
Definitely Macaulay.
Definitely.
Definitely. I mean, you can't really put any blame on these kids, well, for anything, but like for like, you know, them saying from them like through the first trial as like 11 or 12-year-old kids to be like, no, he didn't do anything. They're scared out of their minds. They're still like in their head about all the things that he told them, like, we're going to go to jail forever. We are going to go to jail forever. You know, if anyone finds out, like yeah, okay, these kids like testified on his behalf, you know, that he didn't sexually abuse them. Like, it's not a surprise that they did that, and it's not a surprise that it affected them later. And then now finally, like, they have kids of themselves and for themselves, families, and all that kind of comes to the surface. Like, I don't think it takes any credibility away from these guys.
No,
I found it really interesting. Like, the one kid was saying that when he was being questioned by the police during the first trial, and they're like, have you been sexually assaulted? Have you been abused? His answer was like, no, because like I'm in a relationship and this is how we show love. Like, it's not abuse. So like
really?
him,
He said that,
like him being like a 7-year-old at the time or something, like, and hearing that, oh, Michael Jackson abused this other boy, he's like, that didn't make sense to me, because it's like Michael would never do that. He's so loving. But it wasn't until he got older that he realized, that's what they mean by abuse.
That's not love.
That's not love.
Yeah.
He's a 35-year-old man, and I'm 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think more than I hate Michael Jackson, honestly, more than I hate him for all this in this story, I hate the parents.
Oh,
I hate the parents more. And then Michael Jackson, then the fans. But like, the parents are the number one.
I don't know. I put the fans are pretty high.
Yeah, I got fans above parents. Parents will admit that
above parents.
Parents are admitting they're wrong now.
I think fans above Michael Jackson.
Oh, they're worse
than
than
parents.
him?
I think.
Wow!
Fans
No way! No way!
Yeah.
No,
like, honestly,
it goes
like
parents, Michael, fans for sure.
I think it's like fans, substantial gap. Parents,
but
Michael Jackson.
You could argue this, but the fans didn't really do anything. They just suck.
Yeah,
they perpetuated a lot of, you know.
It's the like unwillingness that like I don't know. Like, I think whether we talked about it or not, but like for some reason, to all these people, like, perjury is a bigger crime than sexually assaulting a child.
Yeah.
That's what I don't
like. What the fuck is that?
No one believes these people because they already told the truth when they were 7 on the stand in 93. And Wade did it again in 2005, right? Like, they already said he didn't do it. And then and now them saying this, like, they purge themselves and, like, they can, you know. And it's such a fucking, like, nobody wants to purge themselves in America.
No. Yeah.
But
go be a 7-year-old kid or a 16-year-old kid. Do you want to admit that in the public?
Yeah.
You have friends. You have, you know, you're really concerned with your ego and everything at that age too. No matter who you are, it's like, do you want to be that fucking kid?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And you don't even understand probably at that point that it was wrong because, like you said, the one I didn't catch it, but the one guy, you know, was in a loving relationship. So,
well, and even,
I mean, like, do you want to be that fucking guy? No.
You hear, though, like, I think it was Wade even talked about how, like, before the trial, now they do this to, like, every witness that they call to the stand in trials, I take it, but they totally, like, sit them down and tell him what they want him to say.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they're going to ask you these, and, like, they do, like, mock interviews, and they do mock, like, trial things so that people can get ready for when they're on the stand.
This is what to
they
expect,
don't fumble around with the wording and stuff to, like, get tripped up. And so it's like, okay, so the kid's 7. He doesn't, like we've already said, he doesn't really know what abuse is. He has an idea of what love is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And now, like, Michael's people are telling him to save Michael, you just got to tell him this, and that. Like, how is that credible?
Yeah.
And, like, why are we putting, like, 7-year-old kids on stands? Like, that's, like, the, you know... I don't think that they're credible witnesses. I think they kind of can be.
They're scared, manipulatable, or whatever.
So manipulable, yeah. You could get them to say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck. I mean, and, like, as soon as Michael started getting accused, I swear to God he's a fucking alien. Not just, like, his physical appearance, but, like, maybe underneath that.
Yeah.
Because as soon as he started getting accused, he started doing, like, human shit. He got himself a fucking wife.
Yeah.
He got himself kids. You know what I mean? Had a couple fucking test tube kids. And it's like, It's like if you were an alien or a fucking predator, you'd be like, I gotta deflect from this and do a bunch of regular human shit.
Yeah.
So let's get a fake wife and a fucking bunch of fake kids, you know, and we'll have our fake life and you'll be on the cover of Good Housekeeping or whatever.
Yeah.
And like he married fucking like Elvis Presley's daughter.
Oh my god,
like
that
Lisa
fucking
Marie,
woman.
right? Like that's
What is
so
wrong with
wild. I don't know. She's obviously an alien.
Didn't
too.
she also marry like Nicolas Cage?
I
Wow.
think so.
I feel like
After.
Wow.
before.
After, yeah.
No, before.
Before.
Yeah, in the
Ooh.
80s. Like he would.
Oh, so she's fucked up.
Because I think
from that.
Nicolas Cage
Yeah.
did a movie where he played Elvis.
Wow.
Or is it? Yeah. Okay.
And then they started.
she
Yeah,
fucking-
because he's like obsessed with Elvis in real life and wanted to make this movie. And like during the research or whatever production they met, he married her, and it's like that's fucked.
That
Yeah,
Like
that
you're
was
just a
kinda
fan
fucked.
of her dad, and now you're gonna marry her, and that didn't last.
And
Yeah.
she's like obviously got a weird thing for her daddy issues
Yeah.
going on.
Oh, big time.
Oh, you know he dressed up as Elvis.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, talk like your dad. Talk like your dad.
Yeah.
Wear
Oh my
the sunglasses, do karate and shit.
What is your roommate's dad's profession? Could you imagine dressing up like a whatever he does?
A banker.
You know?
A baker.
A
Yeah,
baker? Yeah, put on your baker hat for her. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
Put a bun in
But
the
this is
oven.
Elvis. Imagine being the most famous baker. Like you're dressing
Yeah.
up like
Gordon
the most
Ramsay.
the Pillsbury
Like the cake
Doughboy or
boss.
whatever.
Yeah, buddy.
Buddy.
Yeah. The cake boss, dude. For
Cake boss,
that's
yeah.
fucking twisted.
I think you got to try that now.
Yeah.
Go get
Dressing up as a baker. Okay. Yeah, done.
it. No,
Get
I
your
mean,
smock
like,
and your
buddy,
baker's hat.
get the like cake
Oh.
boss. Like get a nice sick
Yeah.
like fake tan.
Start calling it fondant.
Yeah, fine, done.
Fondant.
The way he carries the giant fucking cake with one hand, just like it's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking
Yeah.
fondant. Oh man. My thing though, back to Michael. Back to the pedophile.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Buddy?
The one part that I thought was crazy too, and like in plain sight, was remember when he was on trial the second time, and like there were times where like he straight up like tried to just not go to trial, and like would wear his pajamas, and said he had like a back issue, and like there was one point where like they had to literally like carry him into the
Yeah.
court, like he was
looked
so
decrepit.
like. Yeah, like he couldn't walk or anything, and was like, you know,
Yeah.
in a lot of pain. They kept saying, but then like when he got exonerated, like the first thing he did was go outside and get on top of an SUV and start dancing.
Yeah.
Like it, you
Yeah.
know, like oh, I'm
Human
innocent,
shit.
like,
Just
oh.
regular human shit.
I always knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never had a doubt in my mind.
I always knew.
Yeah, he was just doped up. Like I think he was just on some serious
Yeah.
painkillers and couldn't function.
But also,
and had to
just
drag
like
him
the
into the courtroom.
bullshit of like, oh, my client is too weak and decrepit to molest children. Look at him, and then you know, as soon as that's like not guilty, jumps up, clicking his heels, just like
Yeah.
Moonwalks into the courtroom.
yeah. Oh, my back, right? Yeah. Oh.
But what
like,
you said
it's-
about like the children's testimony not being like shouldn't be considered because they're just fucking children. Like that was some of the reason he got away with this, right? They said
Yeah.
like, oh, we can't believe these children. Like the story doesn't add up, and you know, there's no real
Yeah.
proof. It's just these children saying these things, and then there's obviously a bias against these kids and their families. Like you know, the motive is they want money. And it's like, well, they fucking deserve money, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you deserve? You can't give this kid their fucking innocence back.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, no, you
I
can't
mean,
give
like that
that
was some
back.
of the reason he got let off. So now you're saying like, I don't know, that it's not valid that these kids testified for him, or you're saying it is
Yeah.
valid. Sorry, that these kids testified for him, but at the other end of the spectrum, it's not valid. These kids testified against him. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As adults.
As-
Or
yeah,
you're
as
right, like the other kids
twisted.
too, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
those kids are lying. These kids are telling the truth because they're saying what we want to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, it's amazing to me though, like even like again back to the shitty fans and how like the just like the inability to see past like, you know,
Oh my God.
the superstar that he was. Like the 3 albums that he made that were good. Like the guy wasn't even that good. I'll say it.
Nothing
I'll fucking
there.
say it.
It was just nothing there for me. No.
And he wasn't even like original. Like I don't know if it was in the documentary or I did a little like side research, but like the moonwalk, he actually learned from a kid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was kid was trying to get away from him but didn't want to show him his butt, so he just like slid out of the room. That's enough,
no.
Michael.
That's right.
How do you explain the side moonwalk? What is that about? Kid trying to get away from him, but
I've always wondered why it's called a moonwalk, because when I think of moonwalking, you're bouncing, but now I get it.
Yeah.
Yes.
hide in the moon.
Hide in the
Hide in
moon.
the moon.
That's fantastic. Great theory.
Yeah.
Great theory.
Yeah.
Great theory.
Also, like, now again,
I
like,
dare
this may have been,
dare somebody to poke holes in that theory.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, show your work, right? But
show your
also,
work.
like, Michael Jackson also apparently like suffered child abuse at the hands of his father, and like there's some pretty outlandish stories.
That's what
Again, I'm not sure if this is in the doc or not, but there was like one story straight out of like Arrested Development where Joe Jackson like got a mask and at night one night got a ladder and snuck up to Michael's room and snuck in his window. And then, like, I guess woke him up aggressively, shouting and screaming and shaking him, and it, like, freaked Michael out. Yeah. But, like, the whole reason he did it was because, like, earlier in the day, like, Joe had given Michael shit for falling asleep with his window open. Saying, like, if you sleep with your window open, someone could sneak up and fucking break into the house. And so, I guess Michael didn't close his window again. And Joe went out and just, like, traumatized this kid for life. Like,
dude, that is straight up Arrested Development.
Yeah,
shit.
like, that's why you always
the guy with
leave
the
a
arm,
note.
right?
Yeah. So outlandish. Like, there's other ways, you know, like.
Wow. I mean,
But
if
also,
that didn't lead,
I don't know. I think
if
that's
that
some
didn't
pretty
lead
good
to like a
parenting.
life of, I think it's good parenting.
That's
I was
good
going to say,
parenting.
like, if that didn't lead a person down a road to a life of child molestation,
How could
you'd
he
be
know
like,
that?
right on.
Yeah.
How would
Yeah.
you know?
How
Like,
would
yeah,
you know
right
that?
on.
Yeah.
I think
Like, it either goes one of two ways, right? Either
he never
he's like the best kid in the world after that, never leaves his window open, or he molests kids.
or he leaves
it's
it open
horrible,
with
but
his
it's
little
good
ass
parenting.
hanging out all night.
Yeah. Oh no! Don't! My window's wide open again. Window's open.
So warm in my
I hope no one sneaks in tonight. I'm not gonna be wearing my pants.
I was thinking about again
Little Michael
the
Weed.
shitty fans defending full adult Michael the Predator,
Yeah.
and all saying like, "Oh, these people are just making shit up to get money." And on one hand, I'm thinking like, how does that bother you? Like, if somebody is suing somebody and they're gonna get like $20 million, like, why are you like offended you're not getting $20 million? Like, but like, anyway, besides that, if I made accusations at John Travolta and said like, oh, he like grabbed my ass and like looked in my butt like a periscope and did all these like horrible things, it's easy for me to say that. But within 3 seconds, if I go to the police, they're going to show that, oh, that clearly never happened. There's absolutely no chance this happened. You have no overlap. There's nothing. So for like these multiple kids to have stories where there's smoke, there's fire, it's like, oh yeah, it happened during one of my sleepovers with a full adult, unsupervised.
Yeah.
During one of my
In his
7
secret
months, one of my 7 months staying with him in secret bedrooms.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It's like there's a lot on that table for you to be like, discount the whole thing. They just want money. It's like, how did this? Like, there's way too many like things that can be check marked off. Maybe there's no, sign of like, oh, but there's no DNA. But it's like, okay, but here's all the stories of the fucking children actually going there. Like, I can't prove there was a boy orgy, but,
So when he
between,
was
like,
arrested
parents
for this
dropping
shit-
kids off and night staff, it's like, there was a time when 8 children spent the night in his bed with him on a hot summer night.
Man.
Like, that is
The Rat
fucked.
King.
Yeah, like, that is fucked.
So when he was it's totally fucked. I agree wholeheartedly at that. Like, that's enough grounds to, like, really fucking shake the foundation. You can't just write it off.
No.
But, like, when he was arrested, like, apparently there's a secret closet in his closet or something where, like, apparently there's tapes and pictures. Like, they didn't get a fucking warrant and search that.
Right.
The ranch? Like, I don't know. Did they? Like, it never comes up.
I know they did in the later one, like the 2003 or 5. I don't know about the one in 91. Because I know I've seen the like helicopter footage of the the last one.
Taking out dumpsters worth of porn.
Yeah, well, it was like the last one where he was, because he was charged with like child pornography and all these things. Like he was legit charged with those things.
Wow.
And I don't know what he did to make all that go away. Also, maybe it was like a faulty warrant, but those were some of the original charges.
Wow.
Yeah, I think he just paid it all off. He had to have paid it off. Like, I don't know, though. It's so fucked. Like,
there's one point where the Australian mom is talking. Okay, so, like, to get kind of back on track, or, like, just kind of pepper this in. So we were right last week. I don't know if this was on air or if we discussed it after, but I was saying, like, me and RJ hadn't seen the second part, and I was like, I get the feeling like this guy's, like, this Dimmy guy, Jimmy. I get the feeling Dimmy's father commits suicide. Like, it seems like it's going that direction in the way.
It's Wade. Wade's dad. Yeah.
Wade's dad. Sorry, yeah, Wade's dad.
Not
commits
Dimmy.
Suicide. Not Dimmy. Yeah, sorry. And so just because of somber tone, every time they bring it up, and like anytime the brother speaks, who, by the way, you're right, is the best person in this fucking documentary.
Yeah, there's a couple times where he's just like the voice
he's just like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. Like, what the fuck?
Ridiculous.
And he blamed the mom so hard. Like, how did you not know this happened? She's like, I didn't know. He's like, no, that's not an answer. Like, how did you?
Well, I feel like he was even in the one part where they're like, when it finally came out the first time that like that he had been accused of touching kids, and he even said just like, that was when I thought something was wrong. Like, oh, is that why he's been hanging out with Wade all this time? Like, they would have said something, right? Like, he clued in instantly. Like, oh, my little brother spends a lot of time there.
Yeah, something's up. So basically when they're talking about that and they discuss like the suicide and everything, the mom goes on to throw both her sons under the bus and say, me and whatever the father's name was kind of made our amends, and he was like, I'm so, like, I'm actually thankful that you left, and it forced me to, face my fears and be my own man, and blah 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 blah, all the shit that you would say to kind of give yourself comfort, right? And then she's like, but as soon as fucking whoever, like the older brother left, that was it. And it was like she kept like, and then she kept saying like, as soon as Wade blah blah blah, it was like things went off the rails, and as soon as so and so left, he fucking killed himself. It was like, but it was me and him were fine. Like everything's good. Like I got no conscience or guilt towards this. like we're fine. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like you just said that on this fucking documentary. Like, or I guess you could edit it however you want, but like the way she says it, it's like she implies that she's got no guilt over this man committing suicide.
I feel like any decent, normal, fully, human, if someone that you had loved and were in relationship with killed themselves even years later, that's a piece of you.
Horrible.
Like, it's gotta, like, oh shit, like I contributed even in insignificant, like there's no way you could think that like, oh, that had nothing to do with me. That's because his two
had
fucking
nothing
kids.
to do with me moving half the family so our child could get molested in California.
Destroying his fucking family. Essentially.
But that was like 4 years ago. He's fine now.
Yeah.
It was when
he told me once that he was okay with it when he was drinking. Like, fuck,
when we were fucking.
Yeah.
During one of our
that one time I gave him that pity hand job.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
Said a lot of things,
Speculating. I'm just speculating.
Speculating.
Pure speculation.
Pure speculation.
But I'm not speculating about her fucking tone and all of that, and how
her
she just
tone
kind
is
of
uncalled for.
Uncalled for, exactly.
Bitch, you know what you've done.
And
Yeah.
even the other mom too, fucking Dimmy's mom, like just the way she, like, oh, he bought us his house, but not really. Like he loaned us the money, and then once he testified, it was kind of just like, oh, the debt's forgiven. It's like that's just a
Yeah.
fucking undercover way to make your own guilt fucking go away.
Yeah.
It's like he paid you guys off. He paid you off, and it was nothing to him. It was probably money he had in his pocket.
Yeah.
$500,000. Like what's that to that motherfucker?
Yeah.
And I wonder how much of that's true too. Like,
Well, who knows?
she didn't know in advance that, you know, like.
Nobody fucking knew.
I
With these
just don't-
mass boy orgy
yeah.
sleepovers. Like,
And she just
come
asked
on,
no
man.
questions ever.
Yeah.
No one heard anything.
Yeah.
No, and they even imply in the first fucking part, like, oh, I guess kept getting moved further and further away. And it was
Yeah.
the other mom, but it was like, that doesn't like, come on.
Just
What
like
the fuck?
back to the mom, like she moves to goddamn L.A. so her kid can be
Yeah.
famous. She's not
Yeah.
doing shit. So this story of like, oh, he loaned us like all this money to get a house, and I was gonna pay him back, and then surprise, the debt was just forgiven. It's like, what
Yeah.
was your plan to pay him back? Like you're
Yeah, what are
clearly
you
moving
doing?
into a house way bigger than you can afford.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
coasted off your son.
yeah, like what are you talking about? Like, oh, and then like he just didn't want me to repay the loan. The debt's forgiven. It's, I think from the beginning she knew that house was bought and paid for.
Goddamn right.
Yeah, she.
The only reason that they were allowing any of this was because there was some financial
Yeah,
gain.
exactly.
You
Yeah.
know, they were, and
Oh,
even
yeah,
just
they
like
were-
social gain too. Like, oh, you're friends with Michael Jackson.
Oh,
He
yeah.
stayed at your house for 3 months and slept in your fucking kid's bed for 3 months at your own fucking house.
Yeah.
You're just the coolest people on the block, Catherine.
Catherine,
Fucking
yeah.
bitch. Like, seriously. Are you kidding me right now? 3 months, he lives with you and sleeps in your kid. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Who's
That's-
doing the
it's-
laundry? Where's the fucking ass blood? Where is it? You know? Give me a fucking break.
Oh,
I feel like she does
Yeah.
mention doing his laundry too, doesn't she? I feel like she does say something.
I think he says something. One of the guys says something like, oh, thank God she didn't do the laundry that day or something.
No, I do.
Maybe.
I mean though, like about Michael staying there, and the mom would
oh
say,
yeah. I
maybe.
think she did Michael's laundry.
yeah, she does talk
Yeah.
about it at
Because
one
she was
point.
like,
She just
Like
took
crunching
care of
the
him.
underwear
He
or
was like the
something.
new kid in
Yeah.
the house.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's fucking
Jesus
ass
Christ.
blood and dick blood on the other
Yeah.
underwear. Like, what's going
I
on
hate
here?
everything about it. I
Yeah.
hate everything
Yeah.
about it. Just, he's a kid, you know? It's innocent. It's not.
Yeah. It's
Kid
not. It's
stuff.
the complete opposite of innocence.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing. He's a
Oh,
full,
yeah.
like I
Evil,
said,
evil man.
fully functioning man with a fully functioning penis. You know?
Yeah. Which is also like, RJ, you probably know more about this. I don't know if we want to touch on it, but like there were rumors. I think what's his name, Conrad Murray, the doctor that killed
Yeah.
Michael Jackson, came out in a book after he got out of jail for manslaughter that Joe Jackson had like chemically castrated Michael Jackson, so like he was physically like not capable of jerking off to little boys' butts, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Uh,
The doctor
But-
said that, and there is like a thing called a castrati. I think it's a castrati.
Yeah.
They used to do that in like Italy back in the like Renaissance era, where they'd
Like, tie your nuts up till they
yeah,
fall
they
off.
castrate like 12-year-old boys so that they just sang like girls their whole lives, like super high pitch, and that
Yeah.
wow.
does sound a lot like what Michael Jackson sounds like. So like
Yeah.
there is that,
Totally.
like that sounds real, and this doctor said that happened. Like, I'm his like doctor. I'm the one that killed him. I have no skin in the
Yeah.
game, but he was like castrated as a kid.
But he's still got a penis.
He's still got a penis, and he still has
yeah.
You know?
testicles, but I don't know about the like how that all works. I have no
Yeah,
idea.
Yeah,
he's,
well,
not, he's,
even
not,
like-
he's not shooting ropes.
He might be shooting blanks, but he does have kids, so I don't know how that works
He's
either.
got kids. Yeah, no, I definitely.
Yeah.
The research I did again. I read the autopsy report, and it was funny. It said like that Michael Jackson had a full adult penis, and like the testicles and scrotum were like in impeccable shape. Like, which is like, wow, Michael, like, good for
Impeccable
you.
shit.
Yeah, obviously
Jesus.
bleaching his asshole too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, for sure.
But
The theory is that's where it all started, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
the dick.
The asshole. He started bleaching his
Oh.
asshole, and then he slowly started doing his upper thighs,
Yeah.
and then his
Yeah.
midriff, and then it kind of just spread to the rest of his body. He just kind of got
Built
greedy.
it all over his hand.
I still,
Had to wear a
don't
glove.
fully know the whole timeline to this like skin bleaching
Yeah.
thing.
Is that a
Because
real thing? Is
I
it that
don't-
he
The
actually did
autopsy-
bleach?
Do not know.
There's no real evidence that he ever bleached his skin, but
'Cause he could have that
and-
disease, right? That
in the autopsy they
Melatonin
said
thing.
that there was 5 different spots on his body that were affected by whatever the fucking disease is, where
Yeah.
yeah,
it's
yeah,
just like you lose pigment in your skin, so he had like white
Melatonin.
blotches.
Yeah.
yeah.
But so it's just like I don't know where he, like, obviously in the autopsy if they can see it, then he isn't like toes to nose white, I would
No.
assume.
Yeah.
It's gotta be makeup
But-
and I don't know.
But also I know that like they said that one of the side effects to this bleaching, like the main, like, you know, like the one that everyone uses, like Sammy Sosa, I guess, is that it like makes you more susceptible, because then it basically just drains the pigment from all of your skin, but it makes you like albino and makes you more like susceptible to like skin cancers, so you have to like avoid the sun at all costs.
Oh, wow.
And that's why like towards the end, like he full on didn't go anywhere without an umbrella, like
Yeah.
even when he was the last kid that he got caught molesting, the Make-A-Wish kid, like a lot of the pictures that they're in, they're under umbrellas and stuff. So it's like there was like a
Oh,
bit
yeah.
of skin bleaching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we keep
like, I guess
calling
the
it
root-
bleaching, but I think it's like something he's taking, like it's
Yeah.
a drink. He's not like rubbing shit on his skin, as far as I understand.
No, I wouldn't imagine.
It's like a drug
Okay.
he's taking that's like suppressing the melanin from
Yeah.
like, showing itself, like a melanin
Yeah.
blocker.
Okay.
But even that would be
Yeah.
like, if he's not on the drug, you could see the difference between this is where he has that patches of,
Yeah, okay.
let's call it impetigo.
Maybe-
Is that a thing?
I think so,
that might
yeah.
be what it is.
Let's call
yeah.
it that.
Yeah.
You can
Tigo,
see the patches on his hand and his ass and his impeccable balls.
Yeah, well that was the thing too, right?
And
Was that
penis,
apparently
and
and
penis.
it was on his dick, right? Like that's how like he got caught the first time. Like that's why they took pictures of his ass and his dick
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff, was because the kid drew a picture apparently of Michael's penis with like an arrow, like, and this is where like it's discolored, and it
Wow.
was like, you know,
Yeah.
I guess they argued that it's like it wasn't the exact shape that the kid said it was, but it was like in the right region.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
like, come on, dude. Like, if a guy's got spots on his dick, and you
Yeah.
point out the spot, like, don't tell me, like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, they're 3 centimeters.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
he
kid
drew this.
was on to something.
He drew the spot
Yeah.
like the shape of Texas. It was more of a Rhode Island shape.
Yeah. So we discredited it.
Yeah.
Clearly made up.
Speaking of discrediting, there's that fucking one just brief clip, and it's hilarious. Like, this sent me to the moon. I had to fucking pause it when that old lady was like, and then she snapped at me, and I was like, no, you don't, lady. And then the whole fucking jury laughs. Like, it was like that old lady was like, I knew right away I was blah, blah, blah. Like, as soon as she snapped at me, I was like, oh, no, you don't, lady. And, like, that was it. And it was like, she's already made up her mind because in the first hour of this trial, the lady snapped at the jury. Or
Oh, that's
whatever, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I almost puked. I was laughing so hard. I was
I
like,
remember that, yeah. Like, that's not a bias at
No,
all.
no.
Like,
and how
in
do
the-
you find an unbiased jury when it's seemingly like everybody in the world's a fan of Michael Jackson?
Yeah.
Where, like, what do you do? How do you know that those people aren't, regardless of them saying they are or aren't? You know, like, how do you know?
Yeah.
There was one juror
Yeah.
clearly, like, that was just like, I believe he did. Like, when they're doing the juror interviews for that brief, like, minute clip of all the jurors,
Yeah.
and that old lady, he's like, how do you sleep with kids 24 or 365 days a year in the
And
same
not
bed
fuck
with
them.
these kids and not do anything when you are kind of, the perfect candidate to be a predator,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and there's accusations against you. He's like, I don't believe that he didn't.
Yeah.
Anyways, that old bag, that was hilarious.
Oh, no,
was
you
hilarious.
did it.
Yeah.
See,
I mean,
I
this
also
is
found-
borderline a comedy. This fucking documentary. It was like it.
Well, most
it's
comedies
cruel,
are
but-
tragedies, right?
Yeah. Hate to say it because there's so many people affected and tormented for years, but I found a lot of it funny.
Yeah.
I
And just
will
like
not
the monster
take
of
that
Michael
back.
Jackson and like even like I said, like that his doctor basically killed him, right? Like he was
Yeah.
I think we touched on this before, but like he wasn't sleeping before he died, and then he was just like being like injected with, I think it was called propanol, which is like a anesthetic that like surgeons use to put you under when they do surgery. So he wasn't like actually sleeping. And he had gone to multiple doctors, and they told him like, no, we're not giving you that drug.
Yeah.
But this one guy would do it. But then he decided that Michael was addicted to the drug and wanted to wean him off it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, basically, the night that Michael died, like, the doctor just like pumped him full of like everything that was like a sleep aid.
Yeah.
That wasn't this propanol stuff. And like I'm talking about like every half hour, like would go
Right.
in and inject another stimulant into Michael to like try to get him to fall asleep. And then I
Wow.
think like the last injection, finally he was just like, fuck it, like it's not working, I'll just give him the propanol and we'll try this again tomorrow. But because he'd already like pumped him full of all these other sedatives, that when he gave him the propanol, it like stopped his heart and it just wouldn't restart because of the medication that they'd given him. Like,
Wow.
yeah, like I don't know, I don't want to get into it, but it's like I've watched this thing on like drugs and how they work, and like things that like opioids, I think they are like things that are supposed to be like painkillers. They
Yeah.
slow your heart down so you don't feel the pain anymore. Like it's like there's less blood getting pushed around your body, so it doesn't hurt as much.
Yeah.
Uh, but so yeah, like they basically just slowed his heart to the point where it was like it's not starting again for an hour, even if you try, because it's so full of the, depressant basically, right? Like, and then he just didn't wake up. And then
Yeah,
they
shit.
tried to they did like compressions, I think, for like a half hour on him too, which is like
28
fucked
minutes
up.
too long.
yeah, really, right?
Yeah.
He's just like
So.
whispering, "Try licking my nipples."
yeah.
Yeah.
Did you hear
Use your
something?
mouth.
Yeah. As he's like getting compressed, he's just like pushing the guy's head down. Lower. Try blowing out my lungs through my nipples.
Okay, well, should we wrap it up?
Yeah.
Leaving
Yeah, I think
Neverland
that's
Part 2.
Yeah,
Big dumb
it's just as good as the first.
Yeah,
I don't know. I was pretty fascinated with Michael Jackson though after
like
this
to
it
was
was
over.
entertaining.
More of the story unfolding. Like I think this is just
Yeah.
the beginning.
Yeah. So we might be back at it with a Part 3 in some months from now.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, when Macaulay comes
Probably
out.
Corey Feldman will come out finally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking Macaulay,
even, like,
what a gross dude,
Is
man.
it just like
What a
I
gross
don't know, I feel like we kind of skimmed across it, but like do you think there is just like a seedy celebrity underbelly of like if you want to make it in the industry, like you have to suck Michael Jackson's dick
Yes.
or whoever it is
Or
like on
someone's
top.
dick. Yeah, totally.
You know, like oh,
I
you
mean,
want to
it's
be a child star? Well, you got to go see Michael Jackson. You know,
Yeah,
like oh, you
in
want
the
to
last
be
couple years, it's come out.
you want to
Harvey
be a
Weinstein
female
and
lead? Like
you
yeah,
know,
you got to go see Harvey Weinstein for
Bill
that.
Cosby.
You know, like,
It's like there's going to be hundreds and hundreds of these people that are taking advantage of their fame and fortune, as an in for other people. Oh yeah, fuck yeah. There's a seedy underbelly. Apparently, there's a child sex ring. That might have something to do with Michael Jackson. Who knows?
oh, definitely started by.
I don't necessarily
charity
believe
money.
it's an in, but I think it's a stay relevant thing.
It's used
Yeah.
as an in.
But
It
I mean,
definitely
like, I
is,
feel like these people,
a
even in the, like, Harvey Weinstein, because there's more evidence that actually happened. We can speculate all we want about Macaulay.
Yeah.
But I feel like these actresses get a part, they get, a level of, like, buzz. And then it's like, if you want this hype train to keep coming, I'm going to need to do some coming. And if you don't, then, like, you're just not going to work again. And I have that ability to, like, tarnish you with
Yeah.
because I know all the casting directors, I know everybody, and whether or not it's like on the blacklist, like never hire this person. But it's like every time a new role comes out, it's like, oh, Gwyneth Paltrow would be perfect for this. She's a great gal.
Yeah. Because she was participating in those satanic orgies.
Yeah, like she was one of those people that was like down and hasn't said a peep since like all this happened.
Potentially.
I thought that was open news.
About
Gwyneth
Gwyneth?
Paltrow?
Yeah, I thought that was like an
Really, eh?
yeah, like Shakespeare in Love era. They had a relationship.
Wow.
Yeah, but I would say the same thing for like Michael Jackson. Like I don't think he discovered Macaulay Culkin. Like that little kid just does Uncle Buck He does Uncle
Buck. He was
Buck.
the first one to fuck him,
but
that's for sure.
Yeah, like you do.
He didn't make him relevant, keep him relevant either. He did Bookmaster and then got the fuck out of Hollywood.
There was a few years of like, you know, Uncle Buck, Home Alone. Like he did a bunch of stuff, and I would imagine during that is when like Michael gets interested. You know.
Yeah, the good son.
Yeah, keeps him like cool and like I'll help your career. Buy you cameras.
It's just that prospect, right? It's a manipulation tactic.
Yeah. Fucker. Well, he's
Fuck
dead.
him.
Well, he died.
Good thing he's
fuck
dead.
the rock stars. Fuck the
And
celebrities.
like full
fuck
on
them all.
murdered. That's awesome too. Like I'm glad that someone just put a needle in that man and killed him. Thanks, Conrad.
And it sounded like
doing the Lord's work.
his last years were like miserable. I don't know if that was like a guilty conscience or
hopefully
he was unable to like continue having relationships because there's too much heat on him. But it sounded like the last few years like he just like drank all the wine in the world and needed to be sedated most of his day. Like he just did not want to be awake.
Yeah.
So, like, those are some pretty shit years. I'm glad he went through those at the end.
Yeah, they did talk about how I think, like, he even contemplated suicide before the second trial. Like, he was in, like, Spain or something and didn't want to come back to the States because of all the, like, allegations had come out.
Yeah.
And, like, he had, like, told someone that he might kill himself and, you know, might not ever go back to America because it's like
Let's not humanize him. I don't want to fucking humanize.
No, I'm not humanizing
I'm
him at all.
his misery at the end.
Yeah.
This is good.
So fucking gross.
Yeah.
But like why would you go back? Like, why do you keep coming back to America when they keep accusing you of molestation? Like I think
being ignorant.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking. It is ignorant. Like, dude, like go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Go shit in a different.
But he's so
Neverland.
rich and famous, and he's obviously dodged the bullet. That there's probably some kind of ego going on there too, right?
Oh, for sure.
You know, I can
He
get
gets
away
what he
with
wants.
anything, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, fuck. Like I said, fuck Michael Jackson. Fuck the rock stars. Fuck the celebrities.
Fuck their fans.
Fuck their
Fuck
fans.
the fans.
Fuck their fans.
And the parents.
And the parents the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Parents the most, but fans are a close third.
Except
yeah,
for
I hope we get to do a part 3.
Oh,
like I said,
that'd be great.
I kind of got into like a Wikipedia hole on Michael Jackson of just like, holy fuck, like.
Any other cool takeaways you want to just throw under the bus before we wrap it up?
Small penis.
But impeccable grooming.
Impeccable scrotum and testicles for his age. I don't. Nothing else really. Like just the, you know, he was hurt a lot.
Hurt.
Like he always fell off stages and like got burnt by pyrotechnics and stuff. That it was like, for some, I don't think you ever hear of like, like a professional athlete. Like they get hurt and like will tear their ACL and not be able to like play for a whole year.
Yeah.
But like Michael Jackson just kept like dancing. Like his body couldn't keep up to his dance moves. It seemed like.
Yeah, that makes sense though. Like dancing is like an exhausting thing. Like you're practicing all the time.
Yeah.
And nobody cares. Like that's the other part.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
You know?
Like if you went to a Michael Jackson concert and he just like sang the song versus fucking spun and danced, like would anyone actually care? Like is that what they want to see in all their breasts spinning around? Like
yeah.
Music videos, I get it. It's like, oh, that's cool. But, like, a contemporary... Like, if I were to go see Ariana Grande right now, and she didn't dance the entire time she was singing, like, would I be disappointed, or I just want to hear the songs?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
but that
no
like
one gives
also
a
is just
shit.
the like
I'd be
the
pissed either way.
shittiness too of like people that like there's no way those people can dance and sing at the same time.
Yeah, it's
like
all
you know,
fake.
there's
Yeah.
would be so much more heavy
Huffing and
breathing
puffing.
going on.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. That like you're really just paying money to go see like Britney Spears like sing over top of the radio track
Yeah.
that they play, that they pump through the PA.
Yeah.
Or
and she'll
some
just
live
do the
recording
chorus.
type of thing, yeah.
Yeah, like it's so
There's a button on the microphone
Yeah, like maybe, like,
that she can
before
go live
the-
with.
the big fucking tour starts, they just like do one live concert without the dancing so you can get the live sound
Yeah.
and then use it for the next 8 to 10 months.
Because there's rarely another instrument involved, so like, what is the difference?
Yeah.
It's like the rest of it's just the radio track anyway. Like, there's no band.
No.
So, like, what? Like, oh, I only want to hear, like, what? No, it's the same thing. It's all fake.
It's all fake. It's
Yeah.
all stupid. You $120 a ticket to go
Yeah.
watch something that's like that fucking stupid.
God damn it, fans. Except for our fans. You should follow us
Yeah.
on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and Stitcher and Apple iTunes and Spotify.
Yeah, all the shit.
All that shit. And listen to the
Get on
Frontline
it.
Fiesta. Sick band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check our Instagram. Like, share, and everything.
Tell your
Comment.
friends. Yeah.
Tell your
Fight the
friends.
Michael Jackson apologists on our Instagram with us. It's a good time.
Yeah. Definitely a good Instagram war. With people that shame sexual abuse victims.
All right. Well, we'll be back next week with another hot take on something else, and we'll see y'all then.
More gripes. Yeah.
Definitely more gripes. Peace.
All right.
Yeah.
Until
See ya.
next time. Bye.
Thanks everybody for tuning in this week. We are Pretty Much Experts. You can check us out on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and YouTube. While you're at it, go have a look at our Facebook page. You can ask an expert any time of day or night, whatever you like. And if you're into it, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. We want to hear from you, baby. Thanks again, everybody. Tune in next week. We are Pretty Much Experts, and we love you, I guess.